Hello, and welcome to I Watch This as an Adult, the podcast where I watch movies from my childhood from an adult perspective. And this week, I review 1997's Selena. Okay, let's get into it. 1997's Selena. I've been sitting on this movie for a while now. I actually watched this movie, I want to say, in February. But, things got in the way, and it took a little time to get around to it. I've watched this movie a while ago. Luckily, I didn't even know this, but March is the 25th anniversary of Selena's death. So I say, this is a sign. This is a perfect time to review this movie. I first saw this movie when I was 12. This is kind of like the first adult movie that I saw when I was a kid. I guess you could say adult movie. I don't know, because isn't this movie like PG-13 or some shit? I don't know. But I thought I was so grown up watching this movie because it's a documentary. Not a documentary, it's based on a true story. Now, I know, based on a true story, now you can take with a grain of fucking salt. And this movie's no different, really. And I'll get into that later. Really soon, I'll get into what I think about this movie being based on a true story. But, yeah. Saw this movie when I was 12. I absolutely adored this movie when I was a kid, man. Looking at it through kid glasses, rose tinted glasses. I love this movie as a kid, but looking at it as an adult, I have my problems. First of all, what I said was based on a true story. When I said based on a true story, there's a lot of movies that say that they're based on a true story, and you gotta take that shit, like I said, with a grain of salt. Really, you do. There's a lot of movies that do this, it's based on real people, and there's a lot of facts that they cover up. There's a lot of shit in the movie that didn't happen in real life. Selena is no different. They sugarcoat a lot of shit in this movie. A lot of shit. They sugarcoat. I don't really want to go too far into the movie, but I am gonna go too far in the movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Go watch it. One of the biggest things that they sugarcoat is Selena's future husband, Chris Perez. I read stuff about him because I wanted to know what happened to him, because you don't see him very much. I wanted to know what happened to him after Selena's death, before Selena's death. What was he doing before this and after? He's also played by an underrated actor in this movie. His name is John. I'm gonna say John Cena, but it's John Cinda, I think is how you pronounce his name. I know the guy. He's on that show. What's that show now? He's on that show Chicago PD. He plays a cop on that show Chicago PD now, but he's also in another movie I used to like as a kid called I Like It Like That. He was also in that movie too. Another movie I liked. But when I was a kid. But dude, I really think that dude's an underrated actor. I think he should have been a leading man, really. I was I saw a lot of leading man quality in that guy. I don't know what happened, but hey man, he getting that CBS check or whatever check. It's got, I think that's a CBS show, Chicago PD. I don't know, but those shows never get canceled, so he's good. He's got revenue checks and all types of shit. He's fine. But he, like I said, he plays Chris Perez, Selena's husband. They sugarcoated a lot of shit. He's a big glaring sugarcoat, cause this guy got in a lot of fucking trouble. He has DUIs. They there's a scene in the movie where like they show like his friends or like the band trashing a hotel, because Selena has a band called the Los Dinos. I believe they're called the Los Dinos, and because it's like Selena y Los Dinos, that's the name of the band. And they sugarcoat a lot of shit that they're showing, like in the movie, that the band trashed the fucking hotel room, and they tried to make like Chris wasn't involved in the trashing of the hotel room, but he was very involved in trashing that hotel room. A lot of people say he instigated them trashing the hotel room. Guy was a fucking troublemaker. He was. They try to make in the movie to where he's just misunderstood. He's just a misunderstood musician, and he really doesn't want to get in trouble. You know, he's all about his music. But this guy, like I said, this guy's got DUIs. He's vandalized shit. Abe, Selena's father, Abe, really doesn't like him. And if you go by realistic terms, you'll know why. You'll see why. If you go by the real Chris Perez, you'll know why Abe Quintanilla doesn't like Chris Perez, and he didn't want Selena with him. If you go by those terms. But they try to, like I said, they sugarcoat the fuck out of Chris. I don't even know why they sugarcoat him, because Selena's dad is the executive producer of the movie. And another side note, they got this movie out really fucking quick. You know how like a celebrity dies, or they die, and like it takes like at least like 10 years to make a movie about him. It took 22 years, I want to say, for them to make a fucking 21 years or something like that, for them to finally make a Tupac movie. It's not good, but they finally made a Tupac movie. It took them a good amount of time to make a Biggie movie. It took them a good amount of time to make Straight Outta Compton. With some other movies, The Doors, the movie about Jim Morrison. It took a lot of time. Jim Morrison died in 1969. That movie came out in like 1991. You know, that's like 31 years. I want to say, not 31 years. That's not 31 years. It's like 22 years. I want to say, my math is off. Fuck it. I hate math. But they got this movie out for Selena like a year and a half after she fucking died. Really. The turnaround time for this movie was really fucking quick. She died in March, and the movie was out by like next March or 2 Marches after that. But, you know, I want to say, I was like, her body didn't even decompose yet enough for them to make a movie about her. But yeah, man, this movie is kind of like a Lifetime. It's a Lifetime movie that was in theaters, pretty much. It was. I look back at it, it's no different than that movie that they made about Whitney Houston on Lifetime. That movie they made. I mean, it's better than that Aaliyah movie. I'm gonna say that. It's better than the Aaliyah movie. That movie was trash. But there's no fucking dirt in this whole movie, bruh. No fucking dirt. Like, we talk about Selena's father being a failed singer. He's a failed singer. He tried, because he was a Mexican dude playing doo-wop music in like the 50s or the 60s or the early 60s or whenever he did this. It didn't work. He had like a group called the Dinos. It didn't work. What else happened in this goddamn movie? But yeah, and then like he see like flashback, they flash, he gets older, he finds out that Selena can sing. He finds out his daughter can sing, and he goes Joe Jackson. My wife had some funny, because I watched this with my wife, who's a huge Selena fan. I wish she would have did this. I wish she kind of would have did this podcast with me. But, you know, things happen, schedules get tied up and shit. But like my wife's a huge Selena fan. And but she was like, you know that Abe was beating the shit out of those kids. That's another thing they sugarcoat. It was like, you know, Abe was like Joe Jackson. I was like, he was the Mexican Joe Jackson. He was beating the shit out of them damn kids to get them in shape. Like, you know it's true. You know it's true. I want to talk about young Selena. Young Selena's a terrible actress, but I guess she's a kid, so what do you expect? Dialogue's corny. Now that I look back at it, I listened to the dialogue, I was like, man, this is some rudimentary dialogue. Like a motherfucker. It really is. But yeah, man, I really ain't got much to say about this movie. Really, I wanted to talk about it as the 25th anniversary of her death. The movie, I really don't think it holds up too much. I really don't. Like I said, the most scintillating thing that happens is the shooting of Selena. Like, there was no real fucking obstacles to this movie. It's like everything worked out for Selena until she got shot. You know, just everything worked out for her. Everything worked out for her. Everything worked out for her family. It's just the shooting was the most devastating thing that ever happened in this goddamn movie. You know, there is a documentary that I saw like maybe a year and a half ago about Selena. I want to say it was on like True TV or something like that, but like I saw it on like, I don't know if I saw it on Hulu. I think I was watching Hulu. I think it's on Hulu. And like there's a documentary about Selena that's 10 times better than this movie. It's 10 times better than this movie. If you want to learn about Selena, if you want to learn about Selena's life, watch that documentary if you can find it. Like I said, I don't know if it's on Hulu or if I saw it on YouTube. But it's 10 times better. 10 times better than this goddamn movie. So if I had to give this movie a score out of 1 to 5, I'd probably give it a 3. It has rewatchability qualities. Jennifer Lopez is not bad as Selena. She tries her hardest with that southern accent, you know. But yeah, man, like if you want to watch a fun, lighthearted movie, yeah, it's inoffensive. I don't like the fact that they sugarcoated some shit, especially shit about her husband. And even stuff about her brother. Like, her brother is a baby-making factory. I found out, like, this dude's got, like, 8 kids all over the goddamn world. But yeah, like, they sugarcoated a lot of shit. They really did. They sugarcoated, like, maybe that Abe was, like, a Mexican Joe Jackson. You know, sugarcoated a lot of shit. But it's an inoffensive movie. Like I said, I give it a 3. Selena. That's it. Join me next time when I review another movie. I'm thinking about reviewing, I watched Purple Rain recently, so I'm thinking about doing that one next. So next time might be Purple Rain. So be on the lookout for that one. You can follow me on Instagram at I watched this as an adult. If you want like updates on what I'm doing. That's pretty much all I got. Peace.